Hello, everyone. My name is Ned Dennison. I'm the chairperson of the International Marathon Swimming Hall of Fame. We have today with us one of the storied honor organizations from our sport, the Traverse International du Lac Champion, formerly called Aquatic Club. And these folks started in 1955 with a Paul Bunyan marathon event. It was originally 21 miles across the lake. In 1958, the race was formalized, and the top professional marathoners flocked there until today. It has always been one of the great swims. We have today with us the president of the organizing committee, and I'm going to ask him to introduce himself. Olivier?
Hi. So, I'm the chairman of the board of the Traversée internationale du Lac Saint-Jean since 2019. I used to be a volunteer for a long time, started at the World Championship in 2010, but I've been a fan for as long as I can remember. I'm not sure if I even missed one finish of the race since I'm born. So, I'm a huge fan of the event.
Describe the team you have that organizes this great event.
So there's like 4 teams, if I can say. So there's 2 full-time employees. There's the board of directors with 11 persons. There's the organizing committee with 14 person. The local financing committee with 17 persons. And most importantly, there's 350 volunteers for the whole week of the event that we have. Without them, not sure if there's any festival around here.
Tell us about these festivals in Quebec, how they came about, the importance to the local folks, and talk about, as a boy, what these meant to you.
Actually, the Traversée in Roberval is the event of the summer. Everyone that lives here and around take their vacation during that week. So the last of July, don't look for any overtime in the shops or anything, because everyone's on vacation. I mean, there's stores open, yeah, I know, but it's the event of the summer. It's a whole week. We start on the first Saturday and it ends with the Traversée on the last Saturday of July every year. But during that week, I mean, the planet Earth stops. I mean, there's a big pause in everything because, I was young and I was waiting for that moment during that year. I take my vacation every year to be there at the Traversée. There's so much festivity around here. There's 5 nights of shows. There's a dinner in the street with 1 kilometer long tables on the boulevard, and there's the night of the dinner in the street. There's 10,000 people in the street, so it's the moment of the year where you can see everyone. I mean, there's someone you haven't seen for a long time. He'll be there, and I mean, it's amazing. There's a running competition. There's 4 swimming competition actually during the week. There's the classic 32K, the famous Traversée. There's what we call the Marathon de la Relève, which is a 10K swimming competition for teens actually, because it's 10K that starts in Maastricht and ends in Roberval. And it's to actually educate the swimmer on open water swimming so that they can, some years later, try the Lac Saint-Jean on both sides. So from Péribonka to Roberval. There's also 2 other swimming competition, the 1, 2, 5, and 10K for the amateurs on the first Saturday. So everyone can register and do this competition. And there's also what we call here the Défi Plouf, which is a small competition of 50 and 100 meters in small water for the young kids, so that they can initiate to the swimming in the lake, and so So yeah, it's a big thing around here.
So for the people listening to this, you might have in your own hometown a weekend summer fair or festival. If we put this into context, imagine it's 10 times as big and lasts the entire week. And just, do you have early memories as a boy going to this? Were you 5, 6, 10 years old? What is your earliest memory?
I have to say, earliest memories is the first time I went to Peribonka for the start of the race, and the finish in the same day. There was a guy from Robertval who was actually trying the lake for, I think it was his first or second time, and I was a huge fan of him, and I met him a couple years after, and I was like, I remember this is actually the first time I can remember I was there cheering for you to finish, even if he didn't win the race. But I mean, he finished it, and it was Sébastien Bolduc. Now we're friends, and he comes here every year. So yeah, I think that would be my first real memory of the Traversée.
One of our honorees, Herman Wilmsy from the Netherlands, unfortunately passed away in the last year or so. He told me that the prize money in 1962 was equal to 4 times his annual salary as a school teacher in the Netherlands. And he won 3 years in a row and used the money to buy a house and buy a sailboat and eventually sailed around the world. Tell us about the prize money now and maybe a little bit how it's changed over the years.
Well, I couldn't say for over the years. I know since for a long time it's been $40,000 for as long as I can remember. I can't say the changes we had during the years, but with 40K, we were the marathon that was giving the most prize money all over the world, and we withdrew from FINA in March 2022, and we decided to use the amount we were giving to the FINA and to add it to the prize money overall. So for this race we'll have this year is going to be $55,000 that will be given in prizes to the male and female that will try the competition. And we have to say we are probably one of the events that is the most that pays the most, and we have male-female gender parity for the prize money. So it's a huge opportunity for every woman who wants to come and try the Lac Saint-Jean, and every swimmer will leave with at least $1,000 US, even if they don't finish. So we split the money so that everyone could at least have $1,000 just to try it. So we know that for some countries it's a lot of money to come to the Lac Saint-Jean. So if you win, there's more money. If you beat the record, there is more money. If you're the first Quebecers, there is more money. The first Canadian. So I mean, there's lots of different prizes that you can sum up, and there's the winner of the sprint who also have a supplement. So yeah, there's a lot of money, and we know that in some countries it's a lot of money.
So in addition to the money, when I speak to professional marathoners from the late 50s to present day, they want to win Lac Saint-Jean. This is the name. They never know whether it's going to be incredibly cold and incredibly rough, or it's going to be just a little bit cold and a little bit rough. But it always throws up a new challenge for them. And for these swimmers, they want that title. They want to be the winner of Lac Saint-Jean.
I was trying to find the year it happened, but there's Alex Mayer that came to the Lac Saint-Jean in, I think it's 2015, 2016, 2017. He came to the Lac Saint-Jean for his last race, and he was in Lac Saint-Jean, and it was clear to him, I want to win. I'm here to win. I need to retire with that win in the Lac Saint-Jean. And he actually came for the first time, and it's kind of rare that the first time in your Lac Saint Jean, one, you finish, and two, you win. But that guy was prepared, and he added to his career the only thing that was missing, a win in the Lac Saint Jean. So, I mean, it tells a lot to every swimmer, to everyone around the world, that this is the competition you want to win. And this is the hardest open water swimming competition in the world. So, I mean, yeah, it's a great honor for everyone to come here and to try to win.
I want to just run down quickly some of the honorees who have won it at least 3 times. So Herman Wilmsy, we mentioned, 61 to 63. Horatio Ingles, 1967 to 69, 71 and 73, 5 years. John Kinsella, 74 to 79. His nickname was American Express.
Or the human torpedo.
Human torpedo. Stéphane Leca from France, 1996, 1999, 2000. Monique sorry, Monique, I'm making a mess of your name. Monique Wildeschut from the Netherlands, 1983, 84, 85. Shelley Taylor Smith from Australia, 90, 91, and 93. And I have to mention that in the history of our sport, there have been a number of times when the women have beaten everybody, including the men. And famously in Lac Saint Jean, Greta Anderson was the winner one year, and Judith de Nijs from the Netherlands was also the winner. So it's interesting that, and thank you for bringing parity in for the genders, but over the years, some of the women have done real well even without that parity.
It's been a long time since a woman has won the Traversée, but I mean, in 1958, when Ms. Anderson won, and in 1966, pardon me, when Judith de Nijs won, I think it showed the world that it's possible for a woman to be on a playing field with the men and to beat them. So, I mean, it's a huge win they had at that moment. And honestly, I can't wait for another woman to try and beat the men. And I mean, with the weather, the waves, the wind, the rain, it planes the field. So it's a fair field for everyone. And if my memory is correct, at the 52nd, I'm not sure, around this, there's Ana Marcela Cunha, who beat the record of the women. Well, she actually swam with the men for the whole race, except the last kilometer. It's possible to do it. So, I mean, I can't wait for another woman to win the Traversée.
So I left out one honoree who had a little success in Lac Saint Jean, Petr Stoichev. I think it was 11 in a row, and the local brewery had a beer named after him. Tell us about the fan reaction to Petr, and you know, could you see his face at the start? Was there something different about him?
Yeah, for sure. This was his race. Petr Stoichev is a legend around here. Everyone knows him. Everyone knows Petr Stoichev. You talk about winners of the Traversée, Petr Stoichev is the first name that comes to your mind. I mean, I remember one time I was at the start and Petr Stoichev started to kiss everyone in the water after the gun was done to the beginning of the race. So this guy was unbeatable in Lac Saint Jean. I can't say how much time he tried it, but I think he lost one time when he finished the race, and I think it's Stéphane Leca who beat him. So, I mean, you know, there's a beer named after him, but there's a reason. This guy is a legend around here, and we're happy to see him come back, because he came back even after he retired, and he's always welcome here in Roberval.
I'll make sure that Petr gets notice of the interview. Petr, you're welcome back to Quebec anytime.
Anytime.
I think for the viewers, one of the things that they might not be aware of is in the period from 1928 to the early 1960s, the center of professional swim racing was Canada. From the Canadian National Exhibition in Toronto to Lake Saint Jean, and a number of other swims in Quebec. This is where the professionals came to race. The English Channel had a couple of races, and there were races in Argentina and other places, but the real races, the money, the prestige was all in Canada in those days. And you're still holding up your end of it with Lake Saint Jean.
We're trying to keep the first place we have on the whole world. So we're known to be the best competition in open water swimming with the professionalism that we have. So we were and we try to still be the best competition in the world, where you want to come and you want to win.
Tell us about, as the chairperson and you look forward, what are the 3 or 4 challenges for the next 10 years for you folks?
Well, I just named one. So we want to keep to be the best open water swimming competition in the world. We want to keep welcoming the best open water swimmers in the world too. So, and one of the challenges we have is probably to retain the volunteers and their interest, because without them, there's no Traversée, there's no festival. So this is a challenge, and we see it with the pandemic, with the world pandemic we just went through, and which is not done yet. I mean, we have to restart this year, and we have to make some phone calls, and are you still interested? But I mean, it's all very positive. Everyone want to come. They were waiting for it, so it's good. But we have to keep it year after years, and we have 350 volunteers. So, I mean, it's one of the challenges we have, and we still want to put Robertval and Quebec City on the map. So we have to be as good as we were, as professionalism as we used to be. So this would be probably the challenges we have for the future.
So for organizers out there or potential organizers listening, pay real attention to the fact that these folks have a number of management boards with a lot of people on them. So if you're running a swim with 2 people, it's not a recipe for the future. And I think the other lesson you should take apart from this is that it is possible to get people to volunteer. Sometimes an email does it, but sometimes you need to talk to them. You need to say, Jean, are you coming back? Frank, are you coming back? Melinda, we can really use you again. No one ever ran the barbecue like you did. So I think for swim organizers, you have to use all the combination of email and social media and WhatsApp, but you also have to touch people and tell them that they were valuable and that that you need them, that it doesn't happen without them.
Exactly. I mean, a phone call is way better than an email. So you have to talk to them, and you have to show them how important they were, because every position is important. We need everyone to be successful. And I probably left off a challenge for the future we could have, but I mean, the safety of every swimmer is so important. So it's a challenge. It has been a challenge, and will always remain a challenge. Safety of the swimmer is really important. We are in a lake. I mean, the weather can change in 10 minutes. So this is probably the most important thing we have.
So thank you very much for your time today. Thank you for being one of our oldest honor organizations in the International Marathon Swimming Hall of Fame. And thank you for being the place that every professional swimmer wants to come and do well.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.